Most people think fat loss is about cutting calories, counting macros, and eating less food. But your body isn't a calculator, it's a chemistry lab. Every bite you eat sends a chemical message to your hormones. Those hormones decide whether you burn fat or store it. And that's why two people can eat the same number of calories and see totally different results. It's not just about calories in versus calories out. It's about how food communicates with your body. When you start choosing clean keto superfoods with 0 sugar and 0 carbs, something incredible begins to happen inside you. You stop working against your biology and start working with it. Sugar and carbs are like static noise in your system. They constantly spike insulin, your body's main fat-storing hormone. When insulin is high, your body can't access stored fat for fuel. It's like having a full refrigerator but locking the door. So even if you're eating less, your body still feels starved, still craves more, and still stores what you eat as fat. But the moment you remove that static by choosing clean keto foods, insulin quiets down, your cells open up, your metabolism wakes up, and your body begins to draw energy from the one place it's been saving it all along, your stored fat. This is why keto, when done cleanly, is so powerful. We're not just chasing a number on the scale. We're talking about changing your hormonal chemistry. Clean keto superfoods, foods like avocado, eggs, salmon, leafy greens, coconut oil, and nuts, tell your body that it's safe to burn fat. They don't spike insulin, they don't crash your energy, and they don't create inflammation that blocks fat burning. Instead, they feed your mitochondria, the tiny energy factories in your cells, so you can create steady, sustainable energy all day long. No sugar highs, no mid-afternoon crashes, just clean, stable fuel. And here's the part most people overlook. When you start eating this way, your brain feels it first. Your mental clarity sharpens. You stop chasing snacks every few hours. Your cravings calm down, not because you're using willpower, but because your hormones are finally balanced. You're not fighting biology anymore. You're aligning with it. This is what happens when insulin, cortisol, leptin, and ghrelin, your key metabolic hormones, start working in harmony. Fat loss becomes effortless because your body wants to burn fat. It's no longer holding on for survival. It's releasing energy for performance. Clean keto isn't about deprivation. It's about nourishment. The fats from these superfoods give your body the building blocks to make hormones, repair cells, and absorb vitamins that carbs can't provide. Your skin starts glowing, your digestion improves, your sleep deepens, and your energy becomes stable from morning to night. And it all happens without feeling restricted or deprived. You're not starving yourself. You're feeding yourself smarter. When you look at traditional dieting, it's all about cutting calories, cutting fat, cutting pleasure. But the clean keto approach flips that script. It's not about eating less, it's about eating right. When you remove the foods that confuse your metabolism and replace them with pure, clean, 0 sugar, 0 carb superfoods, you unlock your body's natural design. Your body knows how to heal, how to burn fat, and how to balance itself. It just needs the right fuel to do it. Think about what happens when you go a few hours without eating. If you're still running on sugar, you crash, you get shaky, tired, maybe irritable. That's your body begging for another fix. But when your body has adapted to burning fat, it feels completely different. You can go hours without hunger. Your energy stays stable because your body is tapping into its most reliable energy source, stored fat. Clean keto superfoods help you make that switch gently and naturally without forcing your body into stress mode. These foods don't just support fat loss, they support longevity. They lower inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, and keep your cells young and resilient. They support your liver and gut, two of the most important organs in detox and hormone balance. When those systems work well, your body doesn't just look better, it feels better, clearer, and more in sync. You start to realize that fat loss is just a reflection of healing happening on a deeper level. That's what this journey is about, giving your body the chance to do what it was designed to do. Every meal is a conversation with your biology. So when you choose foods that have 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and full nutrition, you're not just dieting, you're communicating. You're telling your body, I'm ready to burn fat. I'm ready to feel good, and I'm ready to work with you, not against you. And that's when real transformation begins, from the inside out. Let's start by understanding why sugar and carbs make it so hard to lose weight. Every time you eat sugar, your body releases insulin. Insulin is your fat-storing hormone, and it plays a major role in whether your body burns fat or holds onto it. When insulin levels are high, your body's priority becomes storing energy, not using it. Think of insulin as a gatekeeper. When it's elevated, that gate to your fat stores stays locked. Your body can't reach into those fat reserves for energy. So it keeps demanding more fuel from the outside, more snacks, more carbs, more quick energy. Most modern foods are designed to trigger insulin all day long. Breakfast cereals, coffee creamers, energy bars, even so-called healthy smoothies, they all contain hidden sugars or refined carbs that send your blood sugar skyrocketing. Each time that happens, insulin spikes to bring your blood sugar back down. But if you're eating like this all day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, your insulin never gets a chance to rest. Your body never gets the signal that it's time to burn fat. Instead, you're constantly in storage mode, and that's why fat loss feels impossible. When you move away from sugar and carbs, something powerful begins to happen inside you. Your insulin starts to calm down. Without those constant spikes, your blood sugar stays stable. Your energy doesn't crash in the middle of the day. You don't feel desperate for another coffee or piece of bread. This is the first step in reprogramming your metabolism, teaching your body to burn fat instead of relying on sugar for fuel. Many people think that when they stop eating sugar, their energy will drop. But the opposite happens once the body adapts. When you eat clean keto foods with no sugar and no carbs, your body begins to tap into stored fat as a fuel source. Fat is your most efficient, long-lasting energy reserve. It burns slowly, steadily, and cleanly. When your metabolism shifts into fat-burning mode, you don't experience those dramatic highs and lows anymore. You wake up with more focus. You stay full for hours. You finally feel in control of your hunger. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. They try to lose weight by cutting calories, but still eat foods that spike insulin. Things like low-fat snacks, energy drinks, or processed grains. They end up hungry, tired, and frustrated because insulin is still blocking fat burning. The key isn't to eat less, it's to eat differently. When you remove the foods that keep insulin high and replace them with clean keto superfoods, your body naturally starts burning its own fat for energy. You're not forcing it, you're allowing it. This process doesn't just change how you look, it changes how you feel. When insulin levels drop, inflammation also begins to lower. That's why people on clean keto often report clearer skin, less bloating, and sharper thinking. It's all connected. High insulin doesn't just store fat, it also stresses your liver, disrupts your hormones, and throws your energy system off balance. Calming insulin brings your body back into harmony. It helps other hormones like cortisol, leptin, and ghrelin find their rhythm again. You might notice that your cravings fade, especially those late-night sugar urges. That's because your brain is no longer addicted to the quick dopamine hit from sugar. Instead, it's getting steady energy from healthy fats and proteins. Your mood stabilizes, your sleep improves, and your metabolism becomes more flexible. You can go longer between meals without feeling anxious or fatigued because your body has learned to pull energy from its own fat stores whenever it needs it. When insulin quiets down, your cells become more sensitive to it, which is exactly what you want. Insulin sensitivity means your body can handle the food you eat efficiently. It means your pancreas doesn't have to work overtime. It means your energy stays balanced, and it means your body can finally release stored fat because it's not being told to save it anymore. This is the hormonal foundation of effortless fat loss. This shift isn't about deprivation or restriction. It's about freedom. Freedom from the constant cycle of cravings, fatigue, and frustration. Freedom from thinking about food every hour. When you focus on clean keto foods, foods that have zero sugar and zero carbs, you're giving your body exactly what it needs to function the way it's meant to. Fat becomes your friend again. You stop chasing energy from the outside and start generating it from within. That's when you realize that your metabolism isn't broken, it just needed the right message. And that message is simple, calm insulin, and the body will do the rest. Your body doesn't just want calories, it craves nutrients. Every cell in your body runs on specific vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and healthy fats. When those nutrients are missing, your body sends signals that feel like hunger or fatigue, even when you've already eaten. That's why so many people overeat, not because they lack willpower, but because their bodies are nutritionally starved. Processed foods are calorie heavy but nutrient poor. They fill your stomach, but leave your cells empty. Clean keto superfoods are the opposite. They're rich in everything your body truly needs and free from the junk that slows you down. Think of something like an avocado. It's loaded with potassium, magnesium, and heart-healthy fats. Those fats keep your hormones balanced, your brain sharp, and your energy consistent. Or take eggs, nature's perfect protein. They contain choline, which supports liver health and brain function. And they're packed with fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and K2. Then there's salmon, a clean keto powerhouse rich in omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. Leafy greens like spinach and kale deliver iron, folate, and antioxidants that support detoxification and help your cells stay young and resilient. Each of these foods does far more than just satisfy hunger. They rebuild you from the inside out. When your body receives real nutrition, something profound happens. Balance returns. Your hunger hormones, leptin and ghrelin, begin to regulate properly. Leptin tells your brain that you've had enough to eat, and ghrelin signals when it's time for more. But when you live on processed or carb-heavy foods, those hormones get confused. You feel hungry all the time because your body is searching for nutrients it never gets. Clean keto superfoods correct that confusion. They supply the nutrients that calm your hunger naturally. You find yourself eating less not because you're restricting, but because your body finally feels satisfied. Most people think willpower is the key to weight loss, but biology always wins. When you nourish your body, you no longer have to fight yourself. Your metabolism starts functioning the way it was designed to. Your mitochondria, the little energy engines inside your cells, finally have the raw materials they need to produce energy efficiently. That's why people who eat nutrient-dense keto foods report feeling steady, focused, and clear all day long. They're not riding the sugar roller coaster anymore. They're running on clean, stable energy. This kind of nourishment also has a deep effect on your hormones. Your thyroid needs iodine, selenium, and zinc to regulate metabolism. Your sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone depend on healthy fats and cholesterol for balance. Even your stress response relies on vitamin C and magnesium. Clean keto superfoods deliver all of these naturally. They don't just support weight loss, they create hormonal harmony. When your hormones are balanced, fat loss isn't forced. It's a natural side effect of everything working in sync. Another powerful thing about nutrient-dense foods is how they reduce cravings. Cravings are often your body's way of asking for missing nutrients. That afternoon chocolate craving could be your body asking for magnesium. A craving for salty snacks might mean your electrolytes are low. When you start eating foods rich in minerals like leafy greens, avocados, nuts, and seeds, those cravings fade away. You stop thinking about food constantly because your body is nourished and calm. This is how nutrient density brings freedom. Clean keto superfoods also protect your cells from damage. Every day, your body faces oxidative stress from pollution stress and poor diet. Nutrient-rich foods are full of antioxidants that neutralize that stress. Vitamins like E and C, omega-3s from fatty fish, and phytonutrients from greens and herbs all strengthen your body's natural defense system. The result is more than just fat loss. It's better skin, better mood, sharper focus, and a younger, stronger metabolism. It's easy to forget that your body is constantly rebuilding itself. Every cell you have is replaced over time, and what you eat becomes the raw material for that new tissue. When you feed your body nutrient-dense foods, you're literally building yourself out of high-quality material. You're giving your body what it needs to thrive, not just survive. Clean keto superfoods make this effortless because they're naturally packed with everything your cells need, without the sugar and processed carbs that drain your energy. When your body gets what it's been asking for all along, the transformation begins from within, quietly and powerfully, one nutrient-rich meal at a time. Metabolic flexibility is the secret to lasting fat loss, but most people have lost it without even realizing it. The body was designed to use both sugar and fat for energy, switching smoothly between the two depending on what's available. But in the modern world, where sugar and refined carbs dominate nearly every meal, that switch gets stuck. Instead of burning fat, the body becomes addicted to glucose. Breakfast starts with cereal or toast. Lunch includes bread or pasta, and dinner ends with something sweet. The body never gets a break from sugar, so it forgets how to access its own fat stores. When your body depends entirely on sugar for energy, you can feel it. The constant hunger, the mid-afternoon crash, the irritability if you go a few hours without food. That's the result of metabolic inflexibility. Your body is running on a short-term fuel source that burns out quickly. It's like trying to heat your house with paper instead of wood. It works for a moment, but it doesn't last. Clean keto superfoods change that dynamic completely. They remove the constant glucose supply, forcing your metabolism to adapt and remember how to burn fat again. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but when it does, the difference is life-changing. When you start eating foods like eggs, avocado, salmon, olive oil, and leafy greens, your insulin levels stay low and steady. Low insulin is the signal your body needs to unlock its fat stores. Without those spikes, your cells begin looking for another source of energy. And that's when they turn to fat. Your liver starts producing ketones, clean molecules of energy made from fat breakdown. Ketones are an incredibly efficient fuel. They burn slower, last longer, and create less inflammation than glucose. As your body adapts, it learns to use ketones and fat for energy naturally. You begin to experience steady energy instead of highs and crashes. One of the most powerful signs of regained metabolic flexibility is freedom from constant hunger. When your body knows how to burn fat, you can go longer between meals without losing energy or focus. You're no longer dependent on snacks or caffeine to get through the day. Your mind stays clear, your mood stabilizes, and your energy feels grounded. This is the state where the body becomes a fat-burning machine, not because you're starving it, but because you've given it back the ability to choose the right fuel. Many people think the goal of keto is simply to stay in ketosis, but that's not the full picture. The true goal is metabolic flexibility, the ability to move in and out of fat-burning mode effortlessly. Clean keto superfoods make this possible because they don't overload your system with toxins or processed fats. They nourish your mitochondria, the engines inside your cells that turn fat into energy. When your mitochondria are strong, your metabolism becomes strong. Your body becomes resilient, adaptable, and efficient. This flexibility has benefits far beyond weight loss. It improves brain function because ketones are a preferred fuel for the brain. It enhances endurance because fat provides a steady energy supply during physical activity. It balances hormones by lowering insulin and cortisol levels. It even supports longevity by reducing oxidative stress and cellular inflammation. When your body can switch between fuels smoothly, it's like a hybrid car that can run on gas or electricity. Efficient, sustainable, and adaptable to any situation. There's another layer to this that's deeply empowering. When your metabolism becomes flexible, your relationship with food changes. You no longer eat because you're on a schedule or because your blood sugar is crashing. You eat because you're genuinely hungry. You stop obsessing over calories or portion sizes because your body naturally knows when it's full. This intuitive connection comes from stable hormones and balanced blood sugar, something clean keto superfoods help you achieve naturally. The first few days of switching from sugar burning to fat burning can be challenging. You might feel low energy or experience cravings, but this is your body relearning a skill it once mastered. Once the adaptation happens, your body remembers how to access the endless energy stored in your fat cells. From that point forward, you feel lighter, sharper, and more in control. Your metabolism becomes a tool of strength, not a source of struggle. When your metabolism works with you, fat loss doesn't require effort. It becomes a natural result of balance. You start sleeping better, thinking clearer, and moving with more energy. Every system in your body benefits because it's finally running on clean, efficient fuel. That's the power of metabolic flexibility. Not a trick, not a diet, but the restoration of how your biology was meant to function. Your hormones are the language your body uses to communicate. Every thought, every movement, every craving, every ounce of stored fat is influenced by hormonal signals. When your hormones are balanced, your body runs smoothly, energy flows, metabolism stays strong, and weight naturally stabilizes. But when those hormones are out of sync, everything feels harder. You crave sugar, your mood swings, you can't sleep well, and no matter how carefully you eat, the scale refuses to move. The secret isn't in eating less, it's in restoring hormonal harmony. That's where clean keto superfoods come in. They send the right messages to your body, helping it remember how to work in alignment with your biology. Insulin is one of the most powerful hormones in your body, and it's the key to whether you're burning fat or storing it. Every time you eat sugar or refined carbs, insulin rises to clear that sugar from your blood. But if insulin stays high all the time, your body gets stuck in fat storage mode. Clean keto foods calm insulin down. When you eat foods rich in healthy fats like avocado, eggs, olive oil, or salmon, your insulin remains low and steady. That creates the perfect environment for your body to access stored fat for energy. This is the first major shift toward balance. Your body learns to burn fat again instead of holding onto it. Then there's cortisol, your stress hormone. Cortisol is meant to help you survive short bursts of stress, but when you're constantly stressed, emotionally, mentally, or physically, cortisol stays elevated. High cortisol levels lead to belly fat, poor sleep, and inflammation. Clean keto foods help stabilize cortisol in two ways. First, they keep blood sugar balanced, preventing the spikes and crashes that trigger stress in the body. Second, healthy fats and nutrient-dense foods support your adrenal glands, which produce cortisol. When your body feels nourished and supported, it no longer sends emergency signals. Cortisol begins to normalize and your body can finally exhale. Another crucial part of hormone harmony involves leptin and ghrelin, your hunger and fullness hormones. When you eat processed foods high in sugar and low in nutrients, leptin signaling becomes dull. Your brain stops recognizing when you're full and ghrelin keeps telling you to eat more. This is why so many people feel hungry even after big meals. Clean keto superfoods reset that communication line. When you eat real food full of protein, fat, and micronutrients, your hunger hormones begin working properly again. You start to feel satisfied after eating. You stop obsessing over snacks because your body is finally receiving the signal that it's nourished and safe. Healthy fats also play a critical role in supporting your thyroid, the gland that controls your metabolism. The thyroid needs certain nutrients like iodine, selenium, and zinc, which are found abundantly in foods like eggs, fish, and leafy greens. When you eat a clean keto diet, you give your thyroid the materials it needs to regulate metabolism effectively. That means more stable energy, better mood, and an easier time losing fat. At the same time, these fats support the production of sex hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. These hormones are built from cholesterol and healthy fats, so when you deprive your body of fat, those systems begin to suffer. Clean keto foods, full of good fats from sources like salmon, coconut oil, and olive oil, give your body the foundation to keep those hormones balanced. When your hormones begin to realign, you can feel the difference quickly. Your energy becomes stable throughout the day. You wake up more refreshed, sleep more deeply, and stop craving sugar to stay awake. Your body no longer stores fat in panic mode. Instead, it uses energy efficiently. Even your mood improves because your brain thrives on the same healthy fats that balance your hormones. It's not just about losing weight. It's about feeling calm, clear, and connected to your body again. Hormonal harmony also builds resilience. Your body becomes more adaptable to change. You handle stress better, you recover faster, and your metabolism doesn't crash after one off day. This is the kind of balance that lasts because it's built on nourishment, not restriction. Clean keto superfoods support every hormonal system: insulin, cortisol, leptin, ghrelin, thyroid, and sex hormones. Together, They create an internal rhythm that allows your body to operate with ease instead of struggle. When your hormones work together, everything feels lighter. Fat loss becomes effortless because your body is no longer fighting itself. You stop feeling like you're pushing uphill and start experiencing flow. Every meal becomes a signal of safety and balance. You eat, your hormones respond, your metabolism stays active, and your body moves toward health naturally. It's not about controlling your hormones. It's about feeding them the foods that help them do their job. Clean keto superfoods create the space for that harmony to return, quietly, naturally, and powerfully. Living a clean keto lifestyle isn't about perfection. It's about creating small, consistent habits that teach your body how to thrive. Every meal is a signal to your metabolism. When you fill your plate with clean, whole foods, your body learns to rely on fat for fuel instead of sugar. The key is to make this way of eating a natural part of your day rather than something you only do when you're in a diet. It's not about rigid rules or counting calories. It's about consistency and simplicity, eating real food that supports your energy, hormones, and long-term health. Each morning offers a chance to set the tone for your day. Starting with healthy fats like eggs, avocado, or a spoonful of coconut oil in your coffee tells your body it's time to burn fat. These foods provide steady energy without spiking your blood sugar, which keeps insulin low and your focus high. You don't feel that mid-morning crash that comes from cereal or toast. Instead, your mind stays clear and your hunger stays calm. Over time, this morning pattern strengthens your body's ability to run on fat efficiently, which is the heart of the clean keto approach. By lunchtime, your metabolism is already in fat burning mode. This is where greens and clean proteins become powerful allies. A big salad with spinach, arugula, or kale, topped with olive oil, grilled chicken, or salmon creates the perfect nutrient mix. You're getting fiber, antioxidants, and omega-3 fats, all essential for hormone balance and sustained energy. When you eat this way regularly, you train your appetite to match your body's real needs. You stop snacking out of habit and start eating because you're genuinely hungry. That's what consistency does. It rewires your hunger signals in a healthy way. Dinner is where many people struggle, but it doesn't have to be complicated. Keeping it simple is the secret. A plate of wild-caught fish, some cauliflower rice sauteed in olive oil, and a handful of nuts or seeds is all your body needs to stay satisfied. This type of meal provides the right balance of protein, fat, and fiber to keep your metabolism steady through the night. Clean keto isn't about making fancy recipes. It's about staying connected to real unprocessed ingredients. When your meals stay simple and clean, your body naturally stays aligned with its fat-burning rhythm. The power of clean keto lies not in restriction, but in repetition. Every day you eat in this way, your body learns that it can rely on fat for energy. You stop craving sugar because your blood sugar stays balanced. You stop overeating because your hormones, insulin, leptin, and ghrelin, start communicating properly again. Over time, your energy becomes more stable, your sleep improves, and your mood feels lighter. These benefits compound the longer you stay consistent. Even small choices like swapping soda for water or choosing olive oil over processed dressings add up over time. One of the biggest mindset shifts is realizing that consistency doesn't mean perfection. You don't have to get every meal right. What matters is returning to clean keto foods as often as possible. If you have a day where you eat something off plan, it's not a failure. It's just feedback. Your body might feel bloated, tired, or sluggish afterward, reminding you how much better it feels when you eat clean. This awareness builds motivation naturally. You start choosing clean keto not out of discipline, but because you genuinely prefer how it makes you feel. Living this lifestyle consistently also means planning ahead. Having clean keto staples in your kitchen, eggs, olive oil, leafy greens, nuts, avocados, and wild fish makes it easier to stay on track. When healthy food is accessible, good choices become automatic. You can even prepare simple snacks like boiled eggs or celery with nut butter to keep you fueled during busy days. The easier you make it to eat clean, the less willpower you'll need to maintain consistency. It becomes part of who you are, not something you force yourself to do. As your body adapts, you'll notice subtle but powerful changes. You wake up feeling lighter, more focused, and less dependent on caffeine or sugar. Your digestion improves, your skin clears, and your energy lasts longer throughout the day. These are signs that your metabolism is working efficiently and your hormones are in sync. Each clean meal reinforces these benefits, making your progress stronger and more sustainable. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum transforms your health. The clean keto lifestyle rewards patience and dedication, not through instant results, but through steady, lasting change. When you fuel your body with clean, natural foods daily, your system learns balance. Over weeks and months, that balance becomes your new normal. A body that burns fat easily, stays calm under stress, and feels deeply nourished. Every clean meal is a small promise you keep to yourself, and with consistency, those promises turn into the foundation of lasting wellness.